So there is one thing I want you to understand, that as much as it concerns your purpose, these are two things that you have to go through, sufferings and glory. I want to give you a few things that will show you that you are in the process of God's sufferings, and then other things that will show you that you are already flowing in your purpose. God's sufferings are things like persecution, betrayal, crucified, denial. There are many people that deny Jesus even till today. God's glory is God's beauty, power, greatness, perfection. What do I mean? So if we say God's glory is God's beauty, it means everything about your life, once you found your purpose, should be beautiful. Power. One thing that will show you that you are living in glory is when you have power. A Christian is not supposed to be powerful. Another one is greatness. Once you find your purpose, they have to show in your life God's beauty. Your life should be beautiful from A to Z. There should be God's power. God's power can come even from the spiritual gifts that God has given you. If you're a prophet, there should be power manifested in your gift. If you're a healer, there should be the healing power manifesting. So once somebody found their purpose, for example, my father, Prophet David Uche, I've seen perfection in him. I can say there is nothing that is not perfect in his life. I've seen greatness in him. I've seen power in him. I've seen his life beautiful. That means that is God's glory. So let's look at John 15:5. I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me, and I in him, bears much fruit. For without me can do nothing. If anyone does not abide in me, he is cast out as a branch. As young people, if we're not going to bear fruits, we are going to be cut out from Jesus. You choose which kind of tree you want to be. Most of us here, in 30 years, 50 years, there are many possibilities that will still be like this. This flower that just needs air, water, sunlight. But a banana tree, there is a time where they have to prune it. So this kind of flower, it can be taken anywhere, because you can't put it on the ground and it's spread with roots, right? I'm starting to realize that our generation, we can't stay and abide in one place. I am also the example. Before I found myself, before I found what God wanted me to do, I used just to move from one place to one church until I found where God wants me to be. So for you to be a tree that will bear much fruits and you will not be cut off from Jesus, there are certain things and few things you have to do. One, abide or stay. I showed you that flower. That flower can be carried from one place. It can go to Malawi, Canada, everywhere. But a banana oak tree, you can't do that with it because it has roots. So what is roots for you as a child of God? What is roots for you as a youth? We have chosen to follow Christ. Mentorship. When you choose to stay in one place, you will get mentored. So that is one root that we have. Number 2 is guidance. You will get guidance when you stay in one place. Number 3, you will get protection, both physical protection and spiritual protection. Number 4, you will get what is called covering. You are going to have to make a choice as a young person, right? There is a time I had to make a choice for me to be here now. I had 3 choices to make. 1, I was supposed to stay with a girlfriend. 2, I was supposed to go to Durban and be with a pastor there. 3, I was supposed to be here. I was very confused. I prayed. I said, should I stay with this girl? And then the same time, that is when my father was calling me to say, and also the other pastor in Durban is the time he was calling me. So you are also going to have to make a choice, whether you like it or not, or you become that flower. I've seen many old people that grow up and you find out that they have not found their purpose. Maybe they are suffering or things are not going well with them because they have not found their purpose. So I used to ask myself the question, when they were young, what were they doing? Of course, we can say maybe the rich ones, they were privileged to come from a rich family, but most of them, there's a time when they made a choice. I had to make a choice for you to see me here today. So any choice you're making today, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Have you been asked that question? I was asked that question until I get irritated, until one day I sit down to find the true meaning of where do you see yourself in the next 5 years. I come to a conclusion that when they ask you where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, what you are doing now in the next 5 years, will you still be the same David? The same meaning mentally, spiritually, financially, all the areas of your life. There are some things that we are doing now, it will be an error if in the next 5 years they are still the same. So ask yourself now, which kind of choices are you making now? We saw the scriptures there. It says that Deuteronomy 30:19, you will have to make a choice. The power of life and death is in your tongue.